Or if you have your pad, your iPad, your iPhone, I want you to go with me to Matthew chapter number 13, verse 44. Matthew chapter number 13, verse 44. My subject today, I think today I'm going to share with you what we're believing God for. What I believe God to be saying in this year. I don't know about anybody else, but I believe this is what he's saying to Thor. Is that all right? All right. Right. Do you have Matthew chapter number 13, verse 44? Amen. Amen. Here we go. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto hidden treasure hidden in a field. Now you gotta watch me. I'm going somewhere this afternoon. That, somebody say that. When a man hath found, he hide it, and for joy, somebody say for joy. For joy. Therefore goeth and sell all that he hath, and buy that field. I can stop right now, but let's keep going. Right. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and did what? Bought it. And y'all talk back to me. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which, when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good unto the vessels, but cast the bad away. Now today I want to, this afternoon I'm going to be intentional. Okay. I'm going to be deliberate, unhurried in conveying this most important message to you. I'm being very specific, very intentional, very purposeful. If you have an ear to hear and a heart to receive, this message will change or set your course for the rest of 2018. Amen. That was a good place to clap. Yeah. Okay? This message will position you on a path that will take you to a place called purpose. How many of you all want to walk in your purpose? Yes. Around this thing called life, you want purpose. You want something that is meaningful and complete. Is that you? Right. If you would only decide to get on the path and stay on the path. Did you hear what I say? Get on the path and stay on the path. Is that right? Yeah. The path, this path, which is already carved out and laid out before you, is and has been tried and proven. Say amen. Amen. This path that God is sending us down is already been carved out. Right. From start to finish. Right. You know, all the debris, this is good, has already been moved away. Right. The ground that was rough and uneven has already been paved. Yeah. There you go. And so your course is what? Clear. You will be amazed and truly, truly blessed. For you will find your place. You will find yourself in the place where the blessings of the Lord make you rich. Yes. And addeth no sorrow. Right. Is that good? Yes. Today I am deliberate in my delivery as to what I'm about to say. As to what I'm about to say. You may have to stand up because I need to stand up. There are some things that you might find to be quite disturbing. It is intentional. I am deliberately going to rattle your cage because some of you have been cooped up in a little cage way too long. Way too long. Won't you agree? Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Some of you think that your cage life is the extent of life's experience. Yeah, all the little that you experience, you have concluded that this is all there is to life. I'm going ahead of myself. You think that your cage life is all that there is to life. Wrong. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor wrong. Yeah, I'm talking about the one that you built for your existence, in which until now you have experienced an unfulfilled existence, which you call life.
My God.
So that we are clear, it is my intention to provoke some of you to rage.
Come on.
Provoke some rage in you. Some of you are going to be furious. And here's the interesting thing, because I am the messenger, you're going to be mad at me. But do you think I care?
No, not at all.
Do I look like I care? Do you think I care whether you get angry with me or upset with me? That's not the part I care about.
Right.
The part I care about is whether you get to where you need to get to. To provoke you to rage, to provoke you, to disturb your current on autopilot thought process. Autopilot. You think like that just automatically. Somebody compliments you, and you want to know, well, what's the motive? You mean I can't tell you good morning and you look awesome today?
Right.
Or I say that and you fall in love?
Right.
You mean I can't be nice?
Right. Come on.
You know, you mean we live in a society where people can be warm and appreciative and respectful without you getting that message misconstrued?
Right.
That's a bad situation.
Right.
What kind of society do we live in where when kindness and graciousness is misconstrued? Preaching real good.
Yeah.
On autopilot thought process, my purpose is to incite a prison break. And somebody say and I will do it unhurried. Yet I am sensitive to the fact that we do not have a lot of time.
That's right.
I'm going to take my time, but I got to hurry. But I'm going to do it unhurried, because there's not a lot of time.
Right.
Because before you know it, we will be singing and shouting and excited about 2019.
That's right. That's right.
Before you know it.
Before you know it.
Yes, we don't have a lot of time. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, we don't have a lot of time.
We don't have a lot of time.
So why this message and why now?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Why this today on the first Sunday in 2018? Because what?
It is time.
It is time. Yes. Well, it's because most of you are stuck.
My God. Come on.
You're stuck. You are stuck on what has always been.
Yeah.
I'm preaching real good.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You're stuck on where you were raised and how you were raised. You're stuck in your belief system.
My God.
Somebody say stuck.
Stuck.
Yes, stuck. You stupid stuck. Just stuck. Now, you're stuck on how things used to be, and your argument is that this is not how I was taught.
Right. Watch it.
This is not what my mama told me or my grandmother told me.
Watch out.
This is not what we did years gone by.
My God.
This is not how it used to be. Well, look around. Nothing is like it used to be. used to be. I'm gonna take you all the way back.
Right. Come on.
Yeah. You, oh God.
Come on, Bishop.
You
Used to be an embryo.
You, even before you were you were in two places at one time. Part of you was in your mama, and the other part of you was in your dad. But even before then, even before that even happened, guess what? You were nothing but a thought.
My God.
You were with God in the beginning before anything was. Yeah, you were in the mind of God. And you're challenging me to say that things don't change. You don't like change. Everything around you changes. Well, if that's your stance, if that's your position,
Right.
it's not like it used to be. The message is not what I'm accustomed to. See, what people are accustomed to are stories. Bible stories. And we get stuck on Bible stories. We come to church to hear the same Bible story over and over again. And we didn't have good church if I didn't hear a story that I'm familiar with.
You preaching real good. You preaching real good.
Ain't you tired of the same old stories?
Yeah. Hallelujah.
I'm gonna keep.
My God.
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm gonna be unhurried.
Take your time, please.
But if that's your case, if that's your problem, if you have a problem with change, and I need you to do me just a few things. I need you to take your cell phone. Take your cell phone and give it back.
My God. You done changed that a whole lot.
And go get you a Pony Express. Because that's how they used to do it.
Watch it. Watch it.
With your, that's not how they do it.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Turning your page of your cell phone, your Apple Watch, and then your Samsung. Turn it on in, so that you have a problem with things that are not like they used to be. Yeah. Disconnect your utilities.
Oh my God.
All
My God.
and buy some candles to
Well,
light your house.
well.
Go chop down some trees. Stick them in a fireplace so you won't freeze to death.
Right.
Oh, and what about and what about the outhouse?
Watch it. Watch it.
Since you're so stuck on how things used to be.
Right. My God.
Yeah, because that's how they used to eliminate. Right?
That's right.
Outhouse.
Right.
And before then, they just dug a hole in the ground, got some leaves,
Yep. Covered it up.
covered it up.
That's right. Hallelujah.
If you are really having a hard time with change, innovation, and doing things different from the way you did them way back then do that. We're selective.
That's right. Yes, we are.
You want the cell phone, but you don't want a present day message. You don't want to know what God is doing now. You want to get stuck in yesterday, what He did yesterday. I'm reminded of the three. My mind's going really fast. The disciples that went with Jesus to the mountaintop, and it was an awesome and a powerful experience that they had. And they wanted to go and they wanted to build tabernacles and condos right there. They wanted to get stuck in that moment.
Right.
And Jesus told them, boys, you can get stuck up here if you want to, but I have a whole lot of new things to do down the way.
Come on.
And some of you guys are stuck on the mountain. You're stuck in one experience.
Oh my God.
And that experience will only exist in that period of time.
Yeah. My God.
Come on, Bishop.
That experience does not exist in this reality.
That's right now.
Why? Because God is always changing.
Yeah.
He's always doing new things. He's always doing bigger and better things. That's God. But some of you are just stuck on a moment. You're stuck in a moment of time. You're stuck in an old relationship.
My God.
I'm preaching real good.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you're still stuck on her and you're still stuck on him. Some of y'all are stuck on them. You're stuck on this and that. You're stuck in the old home, the old neighborhood, the old You know what I'm talking about. You ever seen a cat that you know he's from the 70s?
Yeah.
He's still in the 70s.
My God.
Won't change. Ain't gonna change. And all this life that's going on around him, he'll never experience it.
Not at all. Hallelujah.
Yeah, he's rubbing up against it every day.
Every day.
Unhurried. Yes, and oh, I forgot one thing. If you're so stuck on and so committed to how things used to be, then turn in your Lexus.
That's right.
Turn in your Beamer.
Right.
Turn in your Mercedes-Benz, your BMW. Turn in your Ford F-150, baby.
Right.
Go get you a horse and a buggy so you can stay true to doing things the way you used to do. Take your shoes off and walk barefoot. How about that?
Right.
So why this message?
Why?
See, let me back up just a little bit. See, your problem is, and you don't even realize that you're comfortable. It's not about the fact that you so much like it, because I don't see nobody turning in their cell phones.
Right.
I don't see anybody throwing up their watches, and I don't see anybody turning off their utilities. But here is the issue. It's not that you so much like the way it used to be. Here's the problem. It's comfortable for you.
Okay. Well.
It's familiar to you. You ain't got to do nothing.
Right.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Nothing.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. You ready?
Right.
So why this message, Bishop? Because you're stuck in your mind about who you are and who you are as it relates to God. Somebody say stuck.
Stuck. That's good, Bishop. That's good.
You are stunned in your mind about other people's opinion of you. Who am I talking to?
Yeah.
You can't get past not only yourself, but you can't get past the opinions of others. You allow the opinions of people who don't even really care for you stop you from being you. You have given people way too much power. You have given people way too much authority to control and manipulate your life. And then you want to turn around and blame God and the devil.
That's right.
I'm going to leave that alone. That's another message. Most of you are stuck in your own mind.
Amen.
And it is shut up so tight that you can't even perceive just how stuck you really are.
That's right.
And because you are stuck, limited, shortchanged in your mind, you are an emotional wreck.
Come on. Yeah.
Waiting to happen again, which further adds to the obscured vision you have of yourself.
Amen. Yeah.
Stuck. Somebody say stuck.
Stuck.
So you ask me why this message. Yeah, this kind of mindset, the limited mindset that you have of yourself, it is diabolically opposed to the Word of God, which says, let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. 1 Corinthians 2:16 says, for who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But, somebody say but. But we have the mind of Christ.
Yes. My God. Yes.
We have the mind of Christ, yet we allow people, circumstances, and things to limit our capacity to think and believe and perceive.
Yes.
Stuck. Powerful, but stuck.
That's right.
A force to be reckoned with, but stuck.
My God. My God.
Unlimited, but stuck.
That's right.
One of a kind, unique unto yourself, but stuck. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm going to get unstuck today.
I'm going to get unstuck today.
I'm going to get unstuck today. Thus, because you're stuck, you're confused about the realness of who you are. And it has been eclipsed, shrouded, concealed, gone unnoticed, masked over, and hidden in plain view.
That's right. Wow.
In other words, who you are is staring you in your face and you can't even see it.
Right.
Your potentiality is staring you in your face and you can't even see it. Unlimited potential is your friend and you shoo it away because it's unfamiliar.
Talk today. You better talk.
Unboundless potential.
That's right.
And you're limited to a cage.
Amen.
And you've concluded that this is all life has to offer. Well, why now, Bishop? Why today? Why first Sunday of 2018? Well, it's because now is the only time we have to do, to be, and to have. Listen closely. What we do from now on will determine for us what we will have, experience, be, have, get, receive from now on. I'm going to say that again because I don't think you caught me. I don't think you heard me. I'm going to say it one more time. Is that all right? Turn me down just a hair, just a scat's hair. It says, but now, because now is the only time we have to do, be, and have. I said a lot right there. In other words, everything you're going to do, be, see, and have, when do you have it?
Now.
When do you do it? Now. When is it done? Now. Right now. What you do from now on will determine what you will have, experience, do, be from now on.
That's right.
Did you get that? So listen, in 2016, I'm gonna take my time. The Lord spoke to me and said, "It is what? It is time.
It is time."
2016. You see, I went somewhere and sat down in 2014. I sat down and I had to be still. The Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." How are you gonna? What does it mean to know? It means I can see clearly. I can perceive clearly, but you have to be still to see. See, society will have you moving so fast until you'll miss God every time. I'm on the grind. You're on the grind so fast until you miss the best that God has for you.
That's it.
Some of us have been on the grind so much so until you went right past your blessing.
Right.
Woo. Only 5 years ago, you just went sliding past your blessing. Amen. And it took you 5 years to realize, oh, that was my blessing.
Watch it. Right.
But you're so busy doing everything but the thing you should be doing.
That's right.
Because society tells you have to do this, and you have to do it this way, and this is how you do it, this is how you get there. Here you go. Wow, you're wound up so tight until you don't even see that the door you've been waiting for just went past you about 91 West.
Right.
So I went somewhere and sat down, and finally God said, He said, it is time. It's a powerful thing. It's a wonderful thing to be in the time of God, in sync with God's time.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, they used to sing this song, the safest place in the whole wide world is in the what? It's in the will of God. The will of God for me in 2014 and 15 was to go somewhere and sit down.
Amen.
And as a pastor, most pastors wouldn't do that.
No. Amen.
I'm going to go sit down because I need clarity.
Right.
You know, they won't do it. Why? Because of perception and reputation and what are people going to think? I don't give.
Right.
In fact, from them.
Come on, Bishop.
Because I need to hear from God so that when I do what I'm going to do, it will be effective.
Right.
It will be what God wants to do. It will be in sync with what God is doing.
Right.
I can hear nobody. And so then we got it when we start going. Hakuna Matata was over. I had to take my place.
Right.
my rightful place on Pride Rock.
Come on.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. And then, somebody say and then. And then in 19, Jesus help me.
2017.
And then in 2017, God spoke again and said, go the distance.
Yeah, right.
Get up and get going. Watch this, but go the distance.
Right.
So it's not just enough to get started, finish.
Yeah. Right.
Did you hear? It's not enough to get started, finish. It's not enough to brag about, well, I got started, bless your heart, did you finish? Well,
Right.
but you ought to celebrate me because I finished. No, I'm going to celebrate you because you finished.
Right.
I don't want to celebrate you because you started. I want to celebrate you when you finish.
Right.
Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? He said, go the distance. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on around you, don't stop.
Right.
Keep going. Keep moving. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep doing. Keep being. Go the distance. Why? For the race is not given to the... I'm going to read it like it says it in Ecclesiastes. It says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift,
Right.
nor the battle to the strong,
That's right.
neither the bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. In other words, everybody has the opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Everybody. It doesn't matter your skill set. It doesn't matter your educational background. When it comes to God, none of those things matter.
That's right.
Because if he can cause an axe head to swim and a donkey to talk, that stuff just don't matter. Because God can take nothing and make something out of it.
That's right.
He can take something, nothing, and make something out of it. If he can cause a donkey to talk,
Right. My God.
and you're made in his image and in his likeness, what will he do for you?
Hallelujah.
Oh, bless his name. Bless his name. Bless his name. Bless his name. But he that endureth to the end, he got to endure
Yeah.
to the end.
Got to.
In other words, I'm not going to quit.
Right.
I'm not going to stop wrestling with you until you bless me.
All right.
I'm going to stay in the game until I get what I deserve. I'm going to keep pressing. I'm going to keep pressing. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving forward until. Somebody say until.
Until.
So then here we are in 2018. Last Sunday, God spoke to me during the message, and he said, and I need you to hear me clearly. He said that this is the year of exchange.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
This is the year of exchange. I hope you see how God is setting us up.
Right. Yeah.
I hope you see the sequence. I hope you see what God is laying out. So why this message in this hour, this space in time? Not in real time, but in now time.
Right.
All of us want something. Is that true?
That's
True.
right. That's right, man.
All of us want things. Say amen.
Amen.
All of us want love.
Amen.
All of us want to be loved.
Amen.
All of us want somebody to love. Say amen.
Amen.
All of us want peace and joy and happiness. We want to be successful. Is that right?
Yeah.
I can't hear nobody.
Yeah.
We want to fulfill our purpose in life.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
We want to be able to give. Amen. How many of you want to be so blessed until you just, your job is to find out how to give stuff away. That's your life purpose. I got so much stuff. And the problem with giving is that you receive, and the more I give, the more I receive, and I can't give it away fast enough before God gives it back to me. Oh my God. How many of you want to be blessed on that level? I heard somebody say that if you take a pail to the ocean and take a pail of water, a bucket of water out of the ocean, before you even take it out, God already puts it back.
Right. Hallelujah.
The moment I take $1 million out of my bank account, here come 2 more.
Right.
Jesus Christ, God. I need to expand. I need to expand my operation so I can give away more. The more I give away, the more God gives back to me. Is that you?
Yeah.
Want to help somebody.
Yes.
Want to help somebody. Want to help somebody. Want to help somebody. All these things are possible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes. All of these things are possible to everyone, but you will not experience any of these things if you do not deliberately and intentionally engage in the act of exchange.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I heard a songwriter say, what God has for you is for you. And we get all excited. What God has for you is for you. It is for me. It is for me. Is that right?
Yeah.
What God has for me, it is for me. Right? And we just get so excited. But my problem is, it may be for you, but do you have it?
Right.
That's just like me walking around with $20 that I owe. It's not gonna do you a thing if I have it in my pocket.
Right.
What can you do with it when it's in my pocket?
Right.
What can you do with it when it's in my possession?
Right.
But listen, I got your money. I got your money. I got your money, girl. I got your money. And you go away saying, Bishop has my money. She has my money. Yes, you ran out of gas yesterday, but Bishop has my money. Oh my God, it's for me. It is for me. You will argue people down. It is for me. But what good is it if I have it and you don't?
That's right. That's right. Come on. That's good.
But you will not experience any of these things if you do not deliberately and intentionally engage in the act of exchange. If you do not deliberately and intentionally enact or engage in the act of exchange in 2018, the year of exchange, God is setting us up, man. God is setting us up. On December 31st, 2018, you will be worse off. You would have lost a lot of time and ground. And you will soon discover that you are in the same place you were in this time last year, or that time last year. And you will also realize that the only thing that changed, the only thing that would have changed is everything else around you.
Wow.
Oh man, you the same. But somebody say everything. Listen, you are the apple, you are the express image of God.
Yes.
And a tree changed before you did.
My God.
Listen. Even the pavement on the ground cracked. I mean, it's just not the same. And it cracked because the roots of the tree are trying to. And so everything around you changes, but you.
Right. That's deep. That's deep. Wow.
Yeah, the kids, the babies are now teenagers.
I got it. You still stuck on school.
Yeah. Everything around you has changed. Watch this, I say it, God. Now. Let me help you a little bit. You changed too. Yeah. Hair color may have changed a little bit, praise God.
Praise God.
You may have gained a couple of pounds or lost some, whatever.
Praise God.
Yeah, you are a year older.
Praise God.
You shed some old cells and your body generated some new cells.
Amen.
So there's constant change. But where you're stuck is in your mind.
Yeah.
Your mind is still stuck. Which means that's cold-blooded. So everything around you really does change, but you.
Wow.
The body you live in changed, but you didn't.
My God.
The hair on your head changed, but you didn't. Because it is subject to time.
Right.
And time brings about season, and season will change things.
That's right.
Time brings about change. Is that right?
Yeah,
But your mind is still the same.
Wow.
Why this message? Why this message? Look at your neighbor and say, why?
Why?
Somebody should say, why not?
Why not?
Worse off. So why this message at this time? Listen, hear me well. So that you don't miss what God is doing in the earth realm.
Right.
Let me help you. With our watches, smartphones and cell phones and telephones and laptops and tablets and pads and little things that sit on our desk that you can talk to and it talks back to you, turn music on. You can tell it to turn up and just, everything is automated. You can even buy a little robot, clean your little nasty house with it. Amen. With all that's going on. Amen. Let me tell you, with all of the technological advancement in medicine and every other field, let me tell you something. In the midst of all that, God is still up to something.
Yes, He is.
Woo. God is still up to something.
Yes,
And so this message is so that you won't miss what God is doing in the earth realm. So that you don't miss the transformation, hear me well, and the resurrection of, the return of that which has been foretold and promised to us all.
All right.
See, some of y'all not ready for what that really means, so I have to cloak it. But when you get ready for it, God will reveal it to you, because I said a whole lot right there.
Amen.
Now, when you think about or hear about, are you ready? Are you ready? Exchange. There are many emotions that could arise. Exchange. You can experience joy. Or fear. Anxiety. Perhaps. You can be elated or resentful.
Yes.
Whether your experience, whatever your experience has been in the past, as it relates to exchange, giving and taking, it will shape your perspective about change or exchange today.
Yes, it will.
If you've been hurt before in a relationship, the very mention of a relationship caused you to just tense up. Why? Because I remember the last relationship I was in didn't end favorably. Talking about giving and receiving, the last time I gave, I got. I don't know if I want to give again. But, somebody say but. But without giving, there is no receiving. You have to understand some basic principles that govern this universe. Without giving, there is no receiving. See, you have to give to receive, because the principle is to give, receive, or reap in order to sow.
That's right.
See, if you can give, that means you've received.
Yeah.
But if you receive, now you're in a position to sow.
Right. Yeah.
And if you sow, you shall what?
Receive.
You shall receive. You shall reap. You will reap what you sow.
That's right.
See, you can't plant an apple seed and the universe decides for you. No, you really wanted bananas. No, you sow apples, you get what?
Apples.
Very good. Without receiving, you have nothing to give.
That's right.
If you don't receive, you're depleted. You can't come to the table and give. You can't barter. Why? Because you have nothing to give.
Right.
You have nothing to give because what? You have nothing to, because you didn't receive anything. I'm going somewhere. Are you there? How? Without receiving, you have nothing to give, and nothing from nothing leaves what?
Nothing. Wow. Good stuff.
So what do you have at the end of the day? Nothing. Yet, all things are possible.
Right.
But you have nothing.
Right.
People are growing and expanding, but you have nothing.
Right.
People are moving forward, but you're stuck.
Right.
Everything around you is changing constantly, but you're stuck.
Right.
The moment you put water in a freezer, it begins to freeze. The moment. Instantaneously, it begins the process of freezing.
Right.
It doesn't wait. If you have something, it is because you were given something.
Right.
If you want something else, listen to me. If you want something else, how many of you all want more?
Come on.
I might be in the wrong house. I'm hopefully talking to people who want more.
Right.
Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I've got to have more. Yeah, I can't experience another 2017. I've got to have more. I've got to have more. Yeah, tell your neighbor, I've got to have more. Come on, talk to yourself. I've got to have more. I've got to have more. As a matter of fact, I deserve more.
Yeah.
So that's where people get stuck. You don't think you deserve more because you're thinking about what people said about you. So you don't think you deserve more. See, people will dupe you into believing that you don't deserve more so they can take of your more. Chad, you don't need that.
Right.
If you have something, it's because you were given something, and if you were giving something else, if you want something else, you must take what you have and exchange it for what you need and for what you need.
Right.
Yes, if you want something, the universe, the principle is that you take what you have and give it. The Bible says that He's given every man the measure of faith. We all came here with enough to barter with.
Yeah.
We came in with just enough to get us started.
Right.
We gave us just enough to get in the game. Just enough faith, the size of a mustard seed. You can speak to mountains.
Right.
You don't need much. You just need to know how to use what little you have. That's what you don't look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I don't need much. I just need to know how to use what I have. Come on, say it again. I don't need much. I just need to know what to do with what I have. You need to know what to do with your have. Is that right?
Yeah.
But again, our text says in Matthew 13:44, again, somebody say again. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hidden in a field. See, what you want is hidden in your field. That which, when a man found it, he hid it. It was hidden. He found it, and he hid again.
My God.
And for joy thereof, somebody say joy. And for joy thereof, goeth and selleth all. Somebody say all. That he had. And he buyeth that field. Why? Because it had his treasure. He took what he had. Now here we go. He had whatever he had. Let's say he had the grain of mustard seed. He had what he had. He had an old raggedy car, and he had a few pair of shoes, and some trousers, and maybe an old ring that was worth about $500. Okay, but he took all of that stuff and sold it, and took the money. He didn't hoard it.
No.
But he did what? He bought. He exchanged. He took the money he had. He literally took everything that he had and exchanged it for the treasure that would give him everything he had plus. Do you see that? Yes, if he sold his car and his trousers and his shoes and $500 ring and bought this treasure and it was worth millions, how many more shoes and cars and rings and peace of mind and joy and happiness would he have? But keep going. And again, somebody say it again. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls. See, let me pause here and ask you a question. What are you looking for?
My God.
I don't know if this man stumbled up on this treasure or if he was seeking goodly pearls. But at the end of the day, what you have to do to get it is the same.
It is.
I'm preaching real good. Let me keep reading. Who, when he found one pearl, somebody say one. One pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Are you with me? I don't care if you stumbled up on it or if you were looking for it specifically. They both did the same thing in order to obtain it. Who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Woo,
That's what he did.
he bought it. Again, somebody say again. I think that God is trying to drive a point home here. He's trying to get you to see something. Is that right? He's trying to get you to understand a principle. Are you with me?
Amen.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. He just cast a net to get what he could get a draw. Is that right?
Right.
And when it was full, the Bible said they drew to shore, sat down, and gathered the good into the vessel.
Right.
But, somebody said but.
But.
Cast the bad away.
Right.
Sometimes you get stuff you know it's bad, but you hold on to it.
Ah,
You know they do, you know good, but you hold on to it. Where's my microphone stand? You hold on to it, leave it alone. You're holding on to it for dear life. You just ride it out, and it's bad for you, but I don't care. I just love it. I just want it, but it's killing you. I don't care. And you got good stuff
Right. Right there.
right there.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
The most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are. You trade in your reality for a role. You give up your ability to feel, and in exchange, put on a mask. But these boys, I hope you can see where I'm going. Found a treasure, seeking a pearl.
Right.
Purposefully sent out a net to draw in whatever they could draw in. Sat down and sorted through the stuff. Picked out that which was good and cast that which was bad.
That's right.
Cast it away. Now exchange. What are you holding on to?
Wow.
Why are you holding on to it?
That's it.
What benefit is it to you
Right.
to hold on to it? Is it profitable to you?
Right.
Is it helping you health-wise? Is it advancing your career or causing you chaos?
Right.
Which one is it? Exchange as a noun is an act of giving one thing and receiving another.
That's it.
Especially of the same type or value in return.
That's right. That's right.
In return. Somebody say in return.
In return.
See, you messed up in your mind. You're only looking at what you're giving, but not what you're receiving.
Right.
You're looking at what you're losing, but you're not considering what you're gaining. It's because you haven't evaluated the situation in depth. You're only looking at the obscured mind, what you're giving away, but your mind won't allow you to see what you'll gain if you give. Because you've been hurt, you're afraid to give. Preaching real good. As a verb, it means giving something and receiving something of the same kind. In return. Somebody say in return. Exchange, to trade, swatch or swap, switch. To give a part, to give up, to part with, to transfer one thing for an equivalent, to exchange gifts, to exchange money, to give and to receive, exchange. This is the life, this is the dance of life. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is what life is all about. To replace with another. Again, we're looking at what we're giving up.
Right.
Oh God. Yeah, I remember a couple of months ago, I moved some stuff out of my way. Praise God.
Praise God.
And oh God,
Watch it.
there's an exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this wouldn't happen
Right.
until I moved that out the way.
Right.
Yeah. This was always waiting on me.
Yeah.
But I had to give up
right.
something.
Right.
I had to get rid of something. I had to move some things out of my way. Yeah, I had to let it
Go.
I had to release it. I had to give it away.
Right.
I had to swap it out. I had to switch it out.
That's right. My God. My God.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Now, what makes the act of exchange difficult is found in Matthew 6:21. It says, "For where your treasure is, there will be your heart also."
My God.
Most of you have your treasure tied up in things. Most of you identify with things. You have things, and it is the things that you have surrounded yourself with that validate you, bring you credence, make you feel important. It says, let me read it again, "For where your treasure is, that's where your heart is also." Most of you have your treasure tied up in things and not in yourself. And what God has for you. You're so attached to things until you can't let them go. You're so attached to people until you can't let them go. You're so attached to situations until you can't separate yourself from them. You're so attached to people's opinion until you have to have it.
Watch it.
What do you think? When God wanted to make man, he didn't get permission from anybody but himself. He said, let us make man. And I'm sure he said, I believe we will.
Right.
And let me see how we're going to make man. Let me see now. There's nobody greater than me. And since I think I am, and I am, then there's nobody better and nothing better to model man after than me. So let us make man in our image and in our likeness. And the Bible said in his image and likeness he made man.
That's what I say.
Is that right? Yes, he wasn't talking to another person outside of himself. He was talking to himself.
Right.
He didn't allow things outside of himself to dictate to him what he and himself did.
Right.
So again, let me say it. Most of you have your treasures tied up in things. You don't want to get rid of that old raggedy couch. Well, that's why God can't get you the new one.
Right.
You won't turn loose that old raggedy car. Because you don't think, for some reason, you don't think God will bless you with another one. Well, let me ask you a question. Did he bless you with the first one?
Right.
If he did it once, he can what?
Do it again.
He can do it again. You ought to clap your hands and give God some praise right now. Yeah, you don't want to give up your clothes. You don't want to give up your job. You don't want to give up your position or your title. Yes, because it's your position and your title that makes you feel wonderful. It makes you feel important. It makes you feel kind and important and wonderful. Is that right?
Amen.
And because of that, you cannot enter into the act of exchange. It is difficult, therefore it is difficult for you to give up a thing even though you know it is killing you. Drowning, smothered, suffocating, cannot breathe, but you are so narrow-minded about who you are until for some reason you think if you let that old raggedy thing go, that some kind of way you're going to fall apart.
Right.
But here's the wonderful thing about it. You may need to fall apart.
Right. Amen.
So that what's on the inside of you can come forward. You don't want to die. You don't want to lose because you don't understand losing. To lose is to gain. You don't understand that death birth life. You don't understand the process. You don't understand the dance of life.
Right. My God. Rich Bishop.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a treasure hidden in the field. Your blessing is hidden in the field. And it's for you to purchase.
Right.
But it's going to cost you everything you have.
Right.
So what will you give? What are you willing to do? What do you have that you're willing to exchange it for what you want?
That's right. What?
Well, Lord, I prayed for this and he gave it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in that
Yeah.
is the next thing you believe in God for.
Right. Right.
See, you can count the seeds in an apple, but you cannot count the apples in the seed. Yeah, the blessing that you have is inside of what you have.
Right.
But it won't come forth until you give it.
Ah.
Until you sow it, until you plant it, until you give it away. Look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor to give it away. Let it go, turn it loose.
There you go.
As long as you hold on to it, it will not grow.
Amen.
As long as you hoard it, it will not grow. But what you want is in what you have.
Right.
What you want is in what you have. What you want is in what you have. But you have to be willing to exchange it. Which means, church, that you have to see the value to things in giving, but more importantly, you have to know the value of what you're going to receive.
That's right.
You don't lose giving. You don't give sowing. You don't lose. There's no deficit. See, we consider lack, not having something as a bad thing. But it makes room for something new.
Yeah.
For something wonderful, for something beautiful, for something powerful, for something passionate, for something that's going to bless you.
Hallelujah.
So, this year, 2018, God is going to require of you because, look, it's an exchange for. Is that right?
Yeah.
For one thing from another, huh?
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's an exchange. You're swapping out what you have for what you want.
That's right.
You're parting with something, but you're going to receive something back. Is that right? So what do you have to lose? Huh? What do you have to lose? But an old existence
That's it.
that has served its time.
Yes, it has.
And now it is time for something new, something bigger, something better, something brighter, something healthier, something more wholesome.
Yes.
The Bible says, occupy till I come. Which means to control and to manipulate. We want to buy it and own it. And you get stuck, this is mine. Well, all of it is. Why do you favor this house when you can have another house?
Right.
Why do you favor that car when you can have any car you want?
Right.
Exchange.
Right.
Exchange. Because God wants to give you something, but you've got to give him what you have.
That's right. That's right. Amen. Simple.
Here's the beautiful thing about it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter that it's old raggedy. You see signs, we take junk cars. It doesn't even have to run. And we'll come get it. But you need to sign it over. Or there's no deal.
Right.
We buy ugly houses. It don't matter if it's ugly. We'll buy it and give you some money for it too. But you have to be willing to part with the ugly house.
That's right.
You got a bad attitude. God don't care. He'll take your bad attitude and give you an amazing attitude.
That's right. Yeah.
He will take whatever you have and exchange it for something better. God help us today. Why are you selling for less when God wants to give you his best? Look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor it's time to exchange. It's time to do something different. It's time to do something different. Tell your neighbor it's time to do something different. I've got to do something different. I cannot and I will not go through 2018 the same way I went through 2017. I just can't do it. I'm not gonna have it. I just can't allow myself to experience what I experienced last year. Enough is enough. Come on, tell your neighbor, enough is enough. I've had enough with them. I'm done with living like that. I'm done with thinking like that. I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to change my ugly and nasty thinking for thinking more positively. I can hear nobody. Yes, I'm tired. I'm going to work on me. I'm going to work on me because the me that I want to be is inside of me. And I have to do something to get me outside of me. Because I want to experience all that God has for me. I can hear nobody. Tired of living beneath my privilege. I'm tired of being a child of God, but I'm living like a pauper. I'm tired of being limited in my mind and in my thinking. I'm tired of lack. I'm tired of wanting. I'm tired of being sick, and I'm tired of being agitated and aggravated. I'm tired of being lonely, and I'm tired of being mad at myself. I'm tired of being mad at God. I'm tired of being mad at the devil. I'm just tired of being tired. Being tired makes me more tired, and I'm just so tired until I don't know what to do with myself. Bless his name. I'm tired. I'm weary. I've had enough. I'm ready. Somebody say I'm ready. I'm ready to do what's necessary. I'm ready to get into the game. I'm ready to dance with life. I'm ready to do my part. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to move onward. And whoever I need to leave behind, be it so. I'm not dragging anybody on this trip. I've drug enough folks. My God, it's no wonder my back's not out. Hallelujah. But it's me this time. It's me this time. Yeah, I'm going to be like Abram. I'm going to leave my kinfolk and my country, and I'm going to go to a place that God has prepared. I'm going to follow this path that has been set before me. It's already been laid out. It's tried. It's proven. I'm on my way right now. Oh, bless his name.
Yes, Lord.
And if I got to give up some stuff, so be it. As a matter of fact, when I go home tonight, and this is what I want you to do, I want you to go home tonight and the rest of this week while we're fasting, amen, I want you to get that old junk out your closet, amen. Yeah, get that old junk out your closet, amen. I want you to go in your drawers and take that stuff you ain't worn 20 years and put it in the trash. Somebody will say amen. Get that old junk. Those shoes, I know you love your shoes, but go get some of those shoes and just give them.
My God, amen.
Watch this now. I'm going to tell you something that you need to understand. If it's good stuff, give it to somebody.
Yeah, right.
If it's junk, trash it.
Right.
Because if you sow junk, you'll reap junk.
Yeah.
If you sow trash, you'll reap trash. If you sow negativity, you will reap it. You will reap. The Bible says you will reap whatever you sow. The universe will accommodate you. If you sow that, it will come back to you. Yes, it will. And it comes back greater. You want to fix it. It will sow. It will yield, produce what you give it.
Yes. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, it will.
Exchange. Go get that stuff. Clean out all those papers. I have papers on my desk and under my desk, and I saw the puppies with papers in their mouth running through the house. And I guess they were trying to tell me, baby, it's just too much junk in here. Amen. We will do our part, but you're going to have to do, we're going to make a mess, but you're going to do our part. Amen. Got in there and shredded up all those old papers. Get rid of the junk. Clear the clutter. Yeah, when you clean out your drawers and you clean out your closets, you clear up your mind. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It's time for you to get to cleaning, amen? And, somebody say and, it's time for you to take inventory on what you have to exchange. I know what you have to give is some stuff back in the closet that you need to dig out, honey. Yeah, your next. What's going to happen now is tying in what you have.
All right.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Everything that you want, everything that you need, everything that you can become is in you already.
Already.
Amen.
You just need to get the old you out of the way. And stop letting people convince you that you're okay. You're not.
Right.
You're not okay only because there's a greater you inside of you.
Amen.
And it's not okay to stay the way you are. It's not okay. If a tree is growing and plants and flowers are budding, why not you?
Yeah. Right.
Father, we thank you
Thank you, Lord.
for having an open mind.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. We thank you that you open our minds, expand our minds, God. Help us to see. Help us to perceive.
Yes.
God, help us to receive. Help us to be open-minded.
Yes, Lord.
So that we can see you even in the new that is happening right now. And then God, help us to recognize those things that are blocking us, keeping us from advancing in the kingdom. The kingdom. And then God, help us to embrace new ideas. I don't want to use the outhouse. I thank you that we have advanced. I don't want to give up my cell phone. I thank you because we've advanced. I don't want to give up my car. I don't want to go get a horse and a buggy. But God, help me to look at what is necessary to change. And thank you for giving us the power. Not give us the power, but I thank you for the power and the ability that I already have on the inside to change. So that I can exchange all that I have for all that you would have me to be. I thank you for the decree that it is so. In Jesus' name I do pray and give thanks. If that's you, if that's your testimony, why don't you stand on your feet, clap your hands, and give God some praise in this place. Oh, come on, he's marvelous, he's wonderful, he's magnanimous. Oh, we give you praise, we give you praise, we give you praise. Oh, come on and bless him. I don't hear you. You ought to, oh my God, you ought to bless him, you ought to bless him.